Well, once Mr. Zequinha was warned that there was a general breakdown and that the commander had to take extreme measures to save the ship, the crew, and the cargo, you should see that these extreme measures were deliberated there between the ship's command, commander, mate, chief engineer, those who have command of the ship there, in front of the crew, and also informing the ship owner, who is the owner of the ship. The captain will explain the situation of the strong storm he is facing, the cargo that had to be thrown overboard, and that extreme measures need to be taken to save the crew on the ship. They have to reach the port because the destination port is still far away, so they have to look for the nearest port to try to take the ship to that port so that the gross variation can be officially declared there. So they will look for the nearest port. This is considered within maritime law as a port of refuge, a safe haven, so that the ship can stay there and begin the procedures there to continue the wholesale process. So the experts will be hired there, the damage regulators, the adjusters, those who start to verify what really happened there, which loads are on the rocks, the loads that were thrown overboard, and these regulators will do some calculations there of the value of the loads.
So how is this calculation done?
Through BRs and invoices, the declared value of the merchandise. So the commander often doesn't have that. The exporter is then informed to send this document so that they can start looking at the calculation to determine the value of all the ship's cargo. That's why it's good to declare the correct value of the cargo so as not to suffer losses later to the detriment of this situation. So our character, Mr. Zequinha, was informed by the ship owner to provide these documents, and he sought assistance. He had to hire a lawyer who knows and works in the area of maritime law. And he was informed by this lawyer that the rules governing this matter are the Commercial Code of 1850, to Mr. Zequinha's surprise. But 1850 is 1850, in which the second part was accepted by the Civil Code and the first part was revoked. But the Brazilian law that governs this matter is the Commercial Code. And also the Antwerp rules, which are international rules and which will govern all these general procedures. And so Zequinha, in fact, was very surprised by this, right? He wondered, but how did this storm reach this ship, right? With so much technological equipment, with satellite on board, weather report, and information. And the ship was taken by surprise by this storm. Zequinha couldn't understand that. But the lawyers informed him that these misfortunes often happen in this maritime adventure, which is no longer considered an adventure, Precisely because of all this technological apparatus, even so, ships face imminent dangers in this maritime transport, which is something very dangerous. Although the journey, the ship, and large vessels are safe, storms at sea are something that really cause amazement. But we'll continue with the end of this story in the other video so it doesn't get too long. So if you like this first part of the story, give it a like and continue with us in the next video.